seen some reviews on YouTube about it. Dave Canterbury from Wilderness Outdoor Outfitters. He had a student at his survival school that had it, and he said it's only a degree or two off from his like $70 Silva compass. So that's actually pretty good for a $4 combination whistle. Um, and the last thing I have on here is just another whistle that I had on there before I bought this combination whistle. It's a Fox 40 Micro. It's pretty loud. I just left it on there because it was already there, and it was kind of a pain in the butt to get the paracord through the little neck lanyard hole there. So I just figured I left it on in case this whistle breaks. I've got a backup. All right, now on to the rest of the kit. Now that I've rambled on for over 10 minutes already, probably gonna be like a 3-part, maybe even a 4-part video. All right. Next part of my kit is my meat securing kit. Actually, this is actually an M&M's mini case. It's a rather large one. It's like double the size of a normal one. I got this idea actually from Tinny from Mini Bowl Design. You can look him up on YouTube. He has a website as well. But he uses an M&M case to carry some essentials for backpacking and whatnot. But this actually allows me to carry a fishing kit here, as well as a few other things that I'll show you guys in a moment. And all I did here is I took 20-30 feet of 30-pound test fishing line, and I wrapped around a piece of cardboard that I've got 4 hooks in it. I don't know if you can see that right there. Right in there, I've got a hook here and a hook there, and on the other sides too, I've got a hook. And then right here, and on the other side as well, I've got actual flies from fly fishing. So if I don't have any sort of bait to put on the hooks, I can just use those to catch some fish. It's pretty basic, but it's nice and compact, so I keep that there. Next thing I have in here is, this is a pretty nifty little thing. When I was in the military, I did some stuff with the Australian Army, and this is actually what comes in their MREs, their field rations, and it's a spoon slash can opener slash little spreader thing. They've got cheeses and stuff, but I talked to a lot of them, and they said their special forces are actually trained to use these as fishing lures. It's got a little hole here that you can thread some line through, and got a point here. This is a bottle opener, but it's got a little sharp point here, as well as a sharp point right there that you could use this as a fishing lure if you needed to. It's nice and shiny. It jangles. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it jangles and flops around, so it makes noise, and it's shiny. Could attract some fish. So I have that. I already had that. I don't have any idea where you would get those in the United States. I kind of just acquired it when I was working with the Australian Army. And in here, in the rest of my kit here, let's see if I can get it attached here, I have, these are actually leaders for fishing. They're 18-inch leaders. I think they're maybe 10 or 15 pound tests weight, but these actually, I got the idea from Dave Canterbury, again from Wilderness Outfitters. He also runs the Pathfinder Survivor School in Ohio. You can take this end right here, and kind of bend this little wire piece out, and then kind of thread the wire leader through here, and you can actually make a snare with it. And he said it's actually a really effective snare because this little wire piece that gets bent out here, get that closer to the camera so you guys can see, there we go, right there, actually gets bent out, and when an animal gets caught into the snare, it actually pokes into the throat, and which causes them, sounds kind of mean, but it causes them to squirm around faster, and with just causes them to try to get out faster, which in turn kills them faster and suffocates them faster. So this was like $1.50, I think. So I have 2 sets of those, so I have 12 snares altogether. And anybody that's done anything with as far as snares know, you need a lot of snares to really be effective. A minimum of 10 to really guarantee that, when it comes time to go check your snares, that you actually got something in them, and you actually got yourself an animal. So I have 12 there, so I think I should be pretty good with that. But this is my little meat securing kit, snares and a little, some snares and compact fishing kit. Get it back in here. And yeah, that just all fits in this little M&M mini case here. Next thing I have, Dave Canterbury again. It's the first place I saw it. It's a replacement slingshot band. This can actually be used for quite a bit of things. Obviously a slingshot, you can pretty easily find a Y-shaped branch and, kind of cut it down to where you can make a slingshot and attach this to it. But this is also surgical tubing that can be used for a tourniquet if you need it, as well as you can, cut this end off here and use it as a drinking straw if you needed to, if you didn't have this little filter straw like I have. So good multi-use item here. In here is just a little film canister, and in it I have some Tylenol for if I get a really bad injury and I need some pain reliever. And this is a bouillon cube, beef flavored bouillon cube. I have 3 of them total in this little film canister along with the Tylenol. And what that does is, if I'm in a situation where I'm there longer than 2 or 3 days, I can boil up some water and then throw one of those beef bouillon cubes in there, and it'll help replace some of the sodium, natural sodium, that's been lost through just sweating and the lack of not eating. So that helps me those bouillon cubes helps me to replace some of that sodium that I've lost. In here is 100 feet of a 7-strand paracord. Don't really have to say much about this. 101 uses for this thing. It's the 7-strand kind, so I can pull out one of the 7 inner layers and use it for sewing, for equipment repair, for sutures, stitches if I had to, as well as for fishing. So, and just lashing some smaller stuff together. But great stuff. Awesome. I just bought it at a surplus store. Bought a spool of 300 feet. I think it was $20. In here I have a bungee cord now, and a bungee cord can be used just like the 550 cord can, the paracord can. It can be used to lash things together, but it's also a really good hasty tourniquet. Say you've got a really bad cut or whatever on your arm, you just hook it in the hook right there, pull it tight, and then pull it around until it's nice and tight, and then hook it on. And it makes a great hasty tourniquet. Used to carry one of these in our cargo pockets when I was in the military, just in case. So it's actually a pretty good thing to have. This right here is an Nalgene bottle filled with a bunch of stuff that I will go through here in a few minutes. And this is just a coffee can that I've bent a clothes hanger around to make a little bail for it. And, obviously I can use this to boil water, to cook in, carry water from the water source to my fire that I'm cooking with. And it nests pretty nicely with the Nalgene.